Access on Project Alpha. The views expressed in this programming are not the views of Public Access, Project Alpha, Geek and Sundry, Nerdist, Legendary Digital Networks, or their respective parent companies or affiliates. Would you like to host your own show on Public Access? Do you live in the Los Angeles area? Contact us at publicaccess@projectalpha.com to book your programming time today.
Live from downtown beautiful Burbank, you're watching the Matthew Teardrop Show, and here's Matthew Teardrop.
Thank you. Boy, it's great to be back here in beautiful downtown Burbank for another episode of the Matthew Teardrop Show. Now, this is actually a very special episode. It's our 5th episode here. It's the fifth anniversary episode. Like Ben said earlier, we're one of the shows with the most episodes behind Life Hacks. All right, it's a little bit of insider information, but we couldn't. I just want to take if I could be serious for a moment. There's one guy who made this show possible. He went across the world looking for who should do a talk show that no one watches on the internet. And he found me, and he thought I should do it. And, it wouldn't be possible without him, as I don't know if you want to call him director, producer. His name's Ben. I know him as Mouse. Just to pay a little tribute to him, I had the staff here put together a little video of some of his best moments on the show. I don't know if we have that clip ready. I'm ready to roll it here. All right, let's see it. Hey, let's hear it for him. Thank you, Mouse.
A lot of hard work.
Thank you, Mouse.
That was great.
Well, that was beautiful, wasn't it? Well, you might notice, despicable by her absence, we usually have Rap Girl here. She's out of town for a wedding today, so I thought it might be appropriate maybe to have a few seconds and say a little prayer, maybe a silent or loud prayer for the couple. I don't know who they are. But, if we all want to bow our heads a moment, and I'll say a little prayer for the couple whose wedding she's going to. You can bow your head. Dear Jesus, thank you for the wedding. Amen. All right, but thank you.
There we go.
He's real. Jesus is real. But the one person we do have who didn't go to a wedding today is our house band, Richard Conti and the Matthew Teardrop Show Band. Let's hear it for him.
All right.
Why don't you play us a little something?
All right.
Boy, that was great. What a pro. What have you been up to since the last episode?
Well, actually, I was at a wedding too, but a week or two ago, and then I've done a lot of things After the show last time we went to a mini velodrome race, didn't we?
That's correct. We don't need to talk about that.
Okay.
Well, what we do need to talk about is our next guest.
Yes.
Now, this next guy, I've known him for a long time. When it comes to scary, he's got it down to a science. Wow. He's a rock and roll star. What do you call it? A Hollywood outlaw. He works at the Museum of Death. And he knows everything about serial killers or not serial killers, just people who did it once. Also, let's hear it for his Stacy Beretta. It's a great looking backpack you have there. Great outfit.
Thank you.
So, Museum of Death, huh?
Yeah, that's how I make the money.
Do they have, I always wondered, it's all about serial killers and murderers. Is there like a natural causes wing?
Well, yeah, it's not just about murderers and serial killers. We got a funeral section, suicide, cannibalism, all sorts of death stuff. It's not just just murderers.
Is there a section for someone who just died peacefully?
No, who wants to read about that though?
After like a long, wonderful life surrounded by his family.
Nah, that's boring.
Or hers.
Yeah, yeah. Women can live beautiful, fulfilling lives as well.
Murder and be murdered. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, no, we don't have a natural causes section per se, but we got a funeral section.
Well, you're welcome for that idea.
Yeah.
Do you want some whiskey here?
Well, thank you.
Oh, I'm not supposed to say what that is.
There's no whiskey in here. This is just Coke.
Well, hey, I know you brought a lot of great props and stuff to show us. Why don't we check some of it out?
Yeah, I thought I'd bring some stuff. A lot of talk shows have like animal guests where they, have the guy that brings the animal. I bring shit from murderers.
We had a cat once.
Close enough.
I know that Teardrop here is a wrestling fan, so I thought I'd bring this Chris Benoit framed little card of his. Wow. You can't find these anymore after the WWE erased him from their history after he killed his wife, children, and self. So that's that for you. I know you're a big Benoit fan. But also, I like that kitschy stuff, so I brought some comic books that you might have known have been around, like Psycho Killer Comics. It's serial killer comic books from the 90s.
What's that guy called right there? David Berkowitz,
David
right?
Berkowitz, the son of Sam, yes. And actually, I've been trying to make him cool again. Cool's the wrong word, but all day long we hear shit about the Night Stalker, like, oh man, he's so hot. He was the hottest serial killer. Burke needs some love. So Son of Sam, look into him. He's cute and he's available.
Son of Sam was, we all remember that summer.
Yeah.
But
77. What a year.
What? No one ever talks about Sam though.
Right. Well,
his father Sam.
Yeah. Yes. The father of the Son of Sam was actually a dog. A dog transmitted messages to him telling him, hey, go out during this blackout that was happening in New York and kill people.
I remember. Do you remember that movie Summer of Sam with, was it John Leguizamo?
Spike Lee directed it, right?
Yeah. I remember Spike Lee joint.
I remember I saw that at the theater, like whenever it came out, like high school, I think it was out, and like
scared the shit out of you.
This guy stood up in the theater though. I remember when we went to see it. He was like, "Does anybody even like this movie?" He like walked out. Wow. I guess he didn't like it.
He wasn't a fan.
There's no accounting for.
What about this guy? David Koresh?
Oh yeah,
Waco?
I love his.
He's got good music.
Oh yeah, Shoshana Hay.
Yeah, Madman in Waco. Lots of cool stuff. He was cool,
David
and we got a
Koresh,
Manson
great.
one too.
Oh yeah, we all love.
Everyone loves Manson. I know, it's old school. But the thing about these comic books is they have an ad inside for real serial killer artwork from John Wayne Gacy. He had someone on the outside that would take out ad space in these comics, and you could cut out the thing like a cereal box and send in like a money order, and he'd give you a painting.
Wow.
So, but it was only in Psycho Killer comics. Like, Superman wasn't running John Wayne Gacy's ads.
Wow. What type of artwork did he do? Was it abstract or figurative?
Oh, it was all portrait stuff, and he would do the same paintings hundreds of times. Like, you could get Pogo the Clown, which is his most famous thing, because he was a clown in his spare time in his real life. So he would paint this clown, the same portrait, over and over and over, and people would just buy them like crazy out of these comic books. You could also get like Elvis or a self-portrait of John. So yeah.
I remember in old comic books, like, I guess it was probably a scam. I don't know. They used to have those ads where it's like, sell 20 greeting cards and get like a personal TV. You guys know what I'm talking about? Anybody in like old like DC comic books?
Yes.
Right? Is that like, do they have like a thing where it's like, sell 50 greeting cards and get like a painting from...
No, I don't know. I was a good kid, so I didn't read comic books. I just cut
That's
out
fine.
cereal tops for school.
I remember one time I did one of those like things where you sell greeting cards for like prizes out of the old DC books. And I sold like one pack of greeting cards to like my dad's friend. And she wrote me a check just like to be nice to me. And then I never sent it in or tried to sell anymore.
No, you kept the money.
I
What
did,
you did.
it was a check. I never cashed the check and put it in the bank. I just like...
You have it framed. My first
I got
dollar.
that one and I was like, all right, that's good. Like, I don't know. I was too lazy to get that. It was like a mini TV. That's the one I want. But what else did you bring?
Yeah, but I was going to say, at my elementary school, we had to sell frozen pizzas one year. They had all these gourmet frozen pizzas. And you'd, try and slang that to your
I would
fucking
buy
neighbor.
that.
So you had mentioned that you have some kind of closeness to the DC sniper.
Oh yeah, well I grew up in Virginia, DC area, and like I think it was right after I graduated high school when the sniper stuff happened, and like it happened really close to like where my dad still lives, the Home Depot right up the street.
Oh yeah.
And we would just like for us it was like a joke. We'd like go to the park. He was just shooting everybody.
Hit me,
He was shooting everybody who walked down the street, and we'd like go to the park and just be like, hey, let's have a...
Well, that's how you beat
Let's
terrorism.
have a sniper barbecue. Well, we could have
Murdered.
Yeah, it could have been murdered, but
Whatever.
hey, I'm still here to do 5 great episodes of the Matthew Teardrop shows.
Yeah.
Well, what do you got here?
Well, I used to write to one of the DC snipers. One of them, John Muhammad, the leader of the two, the older one, he was executed. But Lee Boyd Malvo, the younger of the two, he's in there for life, and I wrote him a couple letters. And one of the things I told him about was this Inquirer cover, Snipers, Their Secret Gay Life. He was not happy to hear about
Well,
this.
I don't know. We don't,
I
we don't know what they were
photocopy
doing in
of
that
the-
van, do we?
No, yeah.
Besides sniping and...
Yeah, we do not know. So, I mean, shit. But also, who are we to judge? Still on 17. Let's get over it. But yeah, he wrote me a lot of poems.
Oh, wow. Do you have
also,
one you'd like to share with us? Or?
I'll share you one stanza because they are 6 pages long each.
Wow, it's like
It's like he has nothing else to do all day but sit in a prison cell.
a naked lunch. It's, it's like a whole book.
So this one, this is just, again, the first part. It doesn't
What's the-
even speak to the volumes of how important this poem is.
What's
but
it called?
Unhinged.
Oh,
We who have been shaken to our very core,
maybe we can do some
flirting
background.
upon the edge of madness, awakened to a mind reborn, and this, do not mourn. So he's got some thoughts in
Can
his
we,
head.
can we do one more stanza of that with a little like sexy saxophone?
Oh, hell yeah.
Maybe not sexy.
Or
You can make it sexy.
I can
Murder's
make
sexy.
Okay.
or unsexy. You know, think about their secret gay life and then like
Yeah.
Okay.
roll with it.
Nice shot. Yeah.
Okay.
We laugh until we cry. Hoop and holler. Madness, you say? It is madness to choose not to wake up to your own beauty.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
That was
So
beautiful.
yeah, he's got some thoughts in his head. The best thing that I brought though today is definitely this. I wrote a letter 2 years ago to Mark David Chapman, the man that killed John Lennon, and I totally forgot about it. You know, and
He's
then,
still around, right?
Yeah, he's still around.
Yeah.
His wife that he was married to when he committed the murder is still married to him. You know.
How do these prison guys get like these girls, right?
Yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, right.
I'm out there being an honest guy.
Non-murdering.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but there's something about it. You know what I mean? The sensationalism of it all. Actually, there's an author, Danielle Steele. She's one of the top-selling romantic novelists.
Oh, we
of
all know
time.
Danielle Steele. This is here for.
She's been married to multiple felons that are in prison. That's like her thing. Yeah, and then they'll get divorced, and then she'll write a book where it's like she met a bank robber on the road, and it's like totally about whoever she was just married to. But this is what I got back from Mark David Chapman 2 years later. I got him like, what the fuck? And you'll notice that there's not like a prison stamp on here. Normally, when you get stuff from inmates, there's stamps that say it's from prison. This was not. This is from his wife. His wife handles his dealings like a secretary. So he sent me like some Jesus stuff, like The Answer and John Lennon's Killer. This is a pamphlet that he had made where it's his last parole hearing, where he like explains everything as clear as he ever would. Same with this one. The man who killed John Lennon, 30 years at Attica. But
So what, is he trying to like
well, a lot
get
of these,
out or?
He'd probably like to, but he knows he's not.
He's like,
it's John Lennon.
if I did it.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. If I did it, and I did it like this, and I did. Yeah. But then I get this like prompted letter.
Oh wow! We get a shot of that here.
Yeah, it's like totally like a format that he has, and then they glue in his actual response.
Oh,
like
wow.
This is where the actual thing goes.
Oh, wow, okay.
So
So
it's
personal.
Like, Stacy, thank you for writing Mark Chapman. Mark has read your letter and asked us to send you his personal reply to you below. He wishes he could write you a longer letter. And it says, he's not the same person as he was when he killed John Lennon those years ago in 1980. He contributes this change to Jesus Christ, because Jesus is a pretty sick guy. But he asked me, are you still in a rock band? You live an interesting life. Oh, so you're into comedy. Do you mean stand-up comedy? Who are your favorites? What are your favorite books to read? It's like so basic, but that's how you form a friendship with someone, am I right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's
Mark David
that's
Chapman.
why I met everyone here.
Yeah, writing them a letter in prison.
Well,
So that's my favorite thing that I've gotten in the last 2 years is this weird roundabout letter from Mark David Chapman's wife.
well, she's still writing to you, or she's just
He
you're on a
sends
list.
her who he wants to write to, and she like packs up all the stuff and sends it out for him.
I like she's like he wishes he could write a longer letter. It's like, what is he busy doing something else? Like why
busy.
can't he write a longer letter?
Trying not to get killed.
He's got all day for like the
rest of his
entire life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know you got a few things, you got something to plug. I heard something about a one-man show.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, quick gear change. I quit all music. You knew me from my band, Sons of the Bitch.
Who remembers?
I'm done. I'm doing a one-man show. Stacey Beretta just up there telling the tales of a Hollywood outlaw. Might sing some favorite songs of mine.
Wow.
And it's going to be a good time. But warning, if you come to the performance, there's vulgar language, there's offensive material. It's not for everyone. So don't bring your children to the 21 up bar I'm doing it at.
Is there somewhere we can like look that up or?
No, it's not done yet.
All right. Well, sounds great. Google it.
Yeah.
You son of a bitch. Well, I want to bring someone else up. I don't even know. Maybe we talked a little too long. Maybe we didn't. I don't know. I just want to bring up we got another great guest. He's someone I've been trying to get here for a long time. He's some of you might know him. He wrote for Saturday Night Live. He wrote for Tramp the Insult Comic Dog. Most of us probably know him as like the guy who did the open mic night at the Redwood before. Most of us would play there sometimes, right? But let's just bring him up. I don't know. This is Dave Sirus. So what do you think? How do you think I'm doing up here, right?
Great. It was a booked mic. It was not an open mic. I actually chose every single person who performed there, believe it or not. But yes, it's where most people might know me from Redwood.
Probably anyone watching now.
Yes, those people would know me from that, among other things.
But there's so much more.
Yes, I've done quite a bit. You might know my YouTubes.
Breakstone, I've
Used to do that
always
a lot.
watching.
Try to get back to that someday, when my life slows down.
One thing I did want to bring up real quick, I was to do research for the show today. I listened to a couple podcasts you had done. I listened to one. It was like the movie review.
Yes.
Review.
Yeah.
You had a line there. You were talking about you don't like car chase movies, and
That's right.
You were kind of why would I watch a movie of it when I could see the real thing? You were like why would I watch wrestling when I could watch MMA? I was like, what
Exactly.
the hell are you talking? What happened?
Let me explain.
Now you've gone Hollywood.
Well, let me
Wrestling
explain.
that.
As a human being who is done growing, I don't really see the point of watching wrestling, because wrestling to me is if you couldn't find a fight in real life, like UFC or any otherwise, I could see settling for it. But here's the thing. I'm not saying you're a bad person for liking wrestling, but I do think wrestling partially made Trump happen so it can go fuck itself.
Well, that's the thing I like about wrestling is you can see a fight but no one's
They're still getting hurt. They're still getting hurt. Those men are getting brain damage.
Yeah,
But
it's
like-
just
It's also fake.
For nothing, yeah.
But not every single time.
Well, it's cumulative because they're doing it every night. At least UFC fighters fight like 3 times a year.
Well, that's okay. That was just a quick aside. What I really want to get into is like some of the stuff you've been up to. You know, it's like, you know that thing, 6 handshakes of Kevin, the Bacon Brothers, whatever, their acoustic band, right?
Exactly, yes.
You're the closest I may ever come to knowing Donald Trump, and probably most of us here.
Yes,
He's
I was.
been up close and personal.
Well, I was a writer there at SNL the year that Trump hosted.
Yes.
So yeah, I've shaken the man's hand. I'm sorry. It was awkward. I didn't know what to do. I was new at this job. I didn't know if I'm like, am I supposed to quit on my 4th week at this job because Trump is going to host? But you know, to be fair, in my defense, I didn't get anything on that episode. If that makes me a better person, I got absolutely nothing. They did not want to do my Trump as.
Hey, you told. I want to hear the sketch.
The sketch I wanted to do was Trump as Justin Bieber's Ghost of Christmas Future. So like. An angel comes, visits Justin Bieber, first shows him 14-year-old Bieber to be like, look at the man, the decadent man you've become. And the 14-year-old Bieber, instead of being as disgusted, is just really impressed. And then he brings Trump as 70-year-old Bieber to say, like, tell the boy how he should change his ways. And as soon as the angel leaves, the Trump Bieber is like, don't listen to a thing he says. You're still banging 17-year-olds. You still smoke weed every day. You're killing it.
Oh, that sounds great. Who turned that down? Was it Lauren or was it Trump?
Kind of everyone at once.
What?
It wasn't
How?
really- I don't know who did it first, but he definitely got the joke, so that meant it wasn't going to happen.
That seems like he would like it because he'd be like, yeah, I'm cool. I'm Donald Trump. I'm banging girls all the time, right? He's like, I'm cool. I'm awesome still.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't like that he was 70 in your pitch. So like,
Well, yeah, I mean, he is 70. But I think he thinks he doesn't look 70. Where he doesn't look 70, he looks like a 50-year-old who's been dead for like a week and a half.
Did you vote for him?
I didn't. I didn't. Believe it or not, I did not vote. I voted in New York, which obviously he never had a shot at anyway, because he's from there, so people know about him. Pretty much everyone in New York where he's from hates him. Like, you have to understand, I grew up in New York. I've been hearing about what a horrible person he is since I was a little kid. About how he doesn't pay people, about how he's just this vulgar, tacky loser that, you know, that the real people in real estate look down on. Like, people think he's like the biggest real estate guy in the country, and he's not. Like, I have like friends of friends who like the sons of like actual billionaire real estate people, and believe me, they have no respect for him.
Wow.
Yeah, no, he's a terrible
Yeah, that
person.
somebody doesn't have respect for Donald Trump.
But like, you have to understand, people usually win. People usually win their home state, and he got slaughtered in his home state because people there knew what a lying douche from Queens is like.
Well, you know, I feel like Trump has gotten enough airtime here.
Yeah.
He gets it every.
He's always had enough.
Every damn day.
Yeah.
Like him or not, either whatever side of the fence you're on, you hear about him. All. How about that dog?
Triumph,
the insult comic dog. How does that work? Are you there with the thing?
I mean, yeah. Well, at one time I did get to hold the puppet.
Wow. Did you do like?
I was at Hillary's victory party.
Yeah.
So we were all. It was really crowded, so we were separated.
Victory. What?
Yeah. No, I mean, I was. Yeah. I mean, it was a huge, massive party at the Javits Center. Everybody was crying. I had to rewrite all our. We had to all write new jokes for the episode. That moment.
Oh, wow.
Everyone obviously writes in advance. Everyone thought Hillary was going to win. So we had to, in that moment of finding out Trump was going to be president, we had to then immediately start writing new jokes while mourning the nation.
Yeah.
Had to be funny about the fact that this happened, which was not easy at all. It was freezing. It was like just really depressing, but I got to hold the dog and cheer people up a little bit. But no, I mean, it was amazing the first time I got to be like in the room and seeing Robert Smigel with the dog saying things that I wrote. I mean,
What's Robert Smigel like? Is he a cool guy or?
Yeah. No,
Is he like when you work for like somebody that everybody likes? Is it like he's your boss or are you like?
Well, honestly, Robert,
You know what I'm
because
saying?
he's a writer, takes care of writers.
Yeah.
So like I could not imagine. I mean, believe me, there are people who complain about him. I didn't, because like if we had to be there 12 hours, because it'd be one of those things where like, let's say you have to be there 12, 13 hours. I was loving it because I've always been such a big fan of his, and I was so happy to be in like a work environment that I was enjoying so much. Everyone else is like, man, I want to go home with my families, and I'm just like, have you read the manual? Do you know how much we're being paid for that 13th hour?
As like a fan,
it's like double overtime. Why do you want to leave?
Like I've known Robert Smart. As a fan of his, are you like, it's so great being with him all the time, or are you kind of like, this guy is my boss? He's like. Is he like the boss, or somebody else is the boss?
Oh no, he is the boss.
Are you ever like, makes me. Well, you know, he's like.
Well, I mean, I loved it, but number one, he's a great boss,
yeah.
And number two, I went there right after SNL, so he looked like a really great boss.
Wow.
So there's a little bit of relativity there, but I mean, it was honestly like a real honor to get to like sit and like write jokes with him.
It's just funny, like how. There's this, like, I think maybe you also, I came from a very conservative, like, evangelical Christian upbringing. But, like, my dad also would like funny stuff. Like, we would watch Tommy Boy and Adam Sandler, and it was kind of like he liked action movies and comedy movies, and it was like, the offensive things were like, if they talk bad about Jesus.
Yeah.
So like we would watch like Conan together, and like, you know, me and him both always got a kick out of Triumph the dog, like back when I was in middle school when he first came out. And now like Triumph is like all about like kind of making fun of Trump.
Yeah, well, you know, we
weren't right? Like such a weird.
Well, you know what? We went to Trump's victory party too, and there were a lot of Triumph fans there. Because there's this weird thing that alt-right guys like hard comedy, but we're not 100% sure that they're getting it for the way it was written. Like, they love roasting, even though most roasters are liberal. But it's like, I feel like they're not quite grasping what's supposed to be funny
like
about
they're kind of okay with you making fun of them because it's funny, right? Like you can,
sometimes, yeah.
Well, that's like the last place where people make like racist jokes still.
It is, so
like,
they like it.
Dude, yeah, that guy.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like I think it's because they would prefer a world where everyone acted like that all the time.
Right, of course.
Whereas roast comedians like wanted to be only in this specified place.
I just have one more question for you. This is like maybe a weird question. Before I get the band up here, this might be weird. Like you're friends with Pete Davidson, the comedian. Yeah. I was looking at his Instagram yesterday, like at work, kind of like, I don't know, you know, I was like, I want to see little things of you to like, I know you work for everything you're on. I looked at Pete Davidson's Instagram because I knew you were buddies with him. I saw this picture of Pete Davidson. Do you know the comedian Jeff Ross personally?
Yeah.
Like he's the big like
you
roaster
saw the
guy.
picture of him at that party with Jeff Ross.
Where he's wearing, and Jeff Ross is wearing a robe.
Yeah, I was there.
Wearing like a dashiki.
Yeah, he was wearing he was wearing like a white silk robe with
he's
like
just
a giant
always like that,
golden elephant.
Like he's just always wearing like the worst.
He's a showman. Jeff enjoys being an entertainer, and he dresses the part. He really has gotten into costuming. I met him when I was like 12. Actually.
Is he like just like trying to like work up material for like his future roast, or like with like his outfits? He's just like wants to make sure there's material out there for like when like he's not the roaster. When he finally they're like, all right, you've done enough.
Oh no,
it's time to roast. Oh, I'm just making my material on.
No, I
Jeff
think
Ross is. I don't know him. I don't have any.
I think Jeff puts a lot of thought into his clothing because he's not going to work out. So I think he just feels like if he's not going to care about his physical appearance, he might as well drape himself in.
I mean, I get that.
Yeah,
I get that game. Like, I'm like, you know, I'll put a hoodie on or whatever. You know, you wear what makes you comfortable.
Yeah,
but he's like
agreed.
Kind of like, I'll wear what makes me look the worst possible. way.
Is
that his thing? Or,
I think it's the
or
opposite.
Or just like when he's like not going to be photographed, he's just wearing jeans. Like,
I think it's that maybe because that was a party, he wanted to like be the host of a party. I think it's more that he just wants to wear things that draw as much attention away from his physical body, so that he doesn't look.
It kind of does. I don't know. It's just I'm just.
Well, you know why?
I'm just roasting his.
But here's the thing: you saw him there, and what you're talking about is his robe and his necklace. Instead of just saying that he physically looks like a bag of ricotta cheese wished to be a real boy.
Look at that!
It
Just
worked.
off the cuff, Dave.
It
No
worked.
wonder he's a star.
If it works, it works.
I always thought, was there ever any talk of putting you on Weekend Update?
Oh God, no. No, that was never.
There was here.
Because I mean, I wrote a lot of stuff that was on Weekend Update.
I thought you were way better than
them.
Colin
Jost.
And like some people are like, yeah, they get. And I've watched SNL since a kid. I always keep up. I was like, yeah, you're better than Colin Jost. This guy.
He's a very nice guy, and he actually writes more than you think.
Entertaining for all seasons.
Well, do you have? Is there anything? You know, we're running out of time here. Is there
Sure
anything
are.
you'd like to plug?
Oh God, no! Just go to my Twitter.
Well, no one's gonna.
Just go to
It
Dave
doesn't matter if
Cyrus
you
on
plug it
Twitter.
or not, because no one's
Yeah.
gonna fucking go to it
SIRUS.
based on this.
I know.
Based off this shit.
Subscribe,
But hey,
like, links here.
here's something that's not shit. Is we got actually a real coup. One of the, I always say like, oh, this is the best band in LA. Sometimes when I put my friend, but we actually have like the best band, like in the world right now. Who's gonna play a couple songs for us? They're called Seasons. They're my friends and whatever. They're just the best. They're gonna play an acoustic set for us. Let's bring them up. What are you gonna play for us today?
We're gonna play a ditty.
Oh, sounds great. Love that one. Where's Adam?
Where's Adam? Good question.
Oh. Wow. Well, we don't need to get into that.
2 weeks. I have no idea where Adam is. But thanks, Matt.
Oh, thank you for coming. What a great lineup today. Let's hear it. I'll stop talking so you can play. Right now, I'll stop.
You good to go?
I'm ready to stop.
Cancer will come quick, put you in a fix. Stop talking all your shit, and it will all come back.
That was great, everybody. Let's hear it for Stephen. I think we might have accidentally ran a little long. Sorry about that, Mouse.
Sorry.
Oh, we're good?
Great.
Well, all right, we're good. I don't
Thank
know.
you, Matt, for
That's it. Have a great.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks for having us. It's over. We're done now.
You are watching Public Access on Project Alpha. The views expressed in this programming are not the views of Public Access, Project Alpha, Geek and Sundry, Nerdist, Legendary Digital Networks, or their respective parent companies or affiliates. Would you like to host your own show on Public Access? Do you live in the Los Angeles area? Contact us at publicaccess@projectalpha.com to book your programming time today.